Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for tuning in for another tutorial. This is a lovely 2-row repeat pattern, and it creates it has a bit of a herringbone look to it, but it's not quite herringbone stitch. This is the back, which is rather nice and flat if you're making anything that's, that you don't need it for it to be both sided. And yeah, and that's the texture it creates this side. So it is just only single crochet row and a double crochet row, but we are going to be doing the double crochet, a bit of a twist to the double crochet, and I'll show you where to put your hook in and where to draw your loop up for that. But it creates this really sweet pattern. Now I've used lightweight yarn and a 4mm crochet hook, which is DK yarn, sorry, here in the UK. You can use any yarn and any hook for this pattern to make whatever project you want to make. So the pattern is worked up in any number of chains also as well. So if you don't have the materials that I have, grab what you do have, and then we'll do a small sample and you can see how that feels. You can change it up. If you want the work to be tighter, then just drop a hook size. If you want it to be a bit more lacier, then go up a hook size. So that's the way I recommend when you trial out patterns, because obviously, for example, if you want to make a cushion, you might want it a bit more tighter. So you can either use a number 4 yarn, which is Aran weight yarn here in the UK, and then but still stick with the 4mm crochet hook, or you can do chunky yarn and use a 5. So it all depends what you want to make. It's all experimental. So I'm going to push this aside and I will show you how to make this sweet little pattern. So grab your 4mm hook if you are using the same materials as I am, and I have lightweight yarn. As you know, lightweight yarn is quite thin. It's mainly used for baby items, but you can use it for a lot of other projects. Before I begin, like I said, it's single crochet and double crochet with a twist, and I do have tutorials for the single crochet, but not for the stitch that I'm going to do. The other thing I want to also say before I forget is, if I am going way too fast for you still, because it's very hard to cater for all speeds of experience, just pause the video and the settings wheel will open and you can go on to playback options and put the slider to whatever speed you want, and you can add subtitles on. Right, let's begin. That's information's out the way. Do your slip knot how you do your slip knot, and just chain any number of chains, but what I'll do is I'll chain 10. Okay, we're doing a very small sample, so chain 10, and then you can see how this stitch works. Okay, so the first row is a single crochet row, so you never count the one on the hook. Skip one, little squished one there, but there it is. Go to the next chain, pop your hook in, pull up the loop and pull through 2. Next chain, pop your hook in, pull up the loop and pull through 2. That's your single crochet, and you should be ending with 9 single crochets for this very small sample. This is row 1, so row 2 row pattern. Okay, 9 single crochets, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Right, this is the one that gets oh, my yarn's come under my wheel. So row 2 is chain 2, flip your work over into the next stitch. We're not going to use that because that will be the chain that we've just done from this very first one. Go to the next stitch and do a double crochet. So yarn over, go in, pull up the loop, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. That is the only normal double crochet that we do, which is the beginning of every row 2. From then on, we are using that double crochet to create this stitch. So yarn over, pop your hook. If you turn the work sideways, you've got 2 strands there. We're only going to use the front one. So this one here, okay? The one that you can see visibly at the front. So yarn over, go into there, but also go into the next stitch. Pull up the loop, pull through the 3, and then pull through the 2. Yarn over, use that front loop, go into there, then also go into the next stitch. Draw up the loop, pull through 3 and pull through 2. Yarn over, use that loop there, go to the next stitch, pull up the loop, pull through 3 and pull through 2. That's what creates this little pattern here at the front. Yarn over, go into the loop of the double crochet here, then into the next stitch, pull up the loop, pull through the 3 and yarn over, pull through the 2. A few more stitches to go. Yarn over, go into the loop, into the next stitch as well, draw up the loop, yarn over, pull through 3, yarn over, pull through 2. So yarn over, go into the loop, also into the stitch, next stitch, pull through the 3 and pull through the 2. We'll be left with 1, so yarn over, use your last loop here and into the last single crochet there, pull up the loop, pull through 3 and pull through 2. You can't see much at the moment. Let's pop the single crochet row in. Now, before I do the single crochet, if you want to make it both sides, you can carry on and do exactly the same. Chain 2 and just repeat that row again. That will create a both-sided, a both-sided pattern, which I didn't mind. I did try all that, but I did mine with a single crochet row, and then I wanted to keep this pattern just on the one side, because even though this looks like some sort of a stripy pattern, that was quite obvious that it's a block of a stripe pattern. So depending on what you want to make, if you want like a stripy effect, sort of this texture this side and then a flat this side, texture and then flat, then go for that option. So for that option, it will be this row every row, but I'm not doing that, so I'm going back to my single crochet row as it is in the sample. So chain 1 and single crochet into every stitch, and you should have 9, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then we have the chain 2. You can either just pop it in the space, or you can do it the top and the top of chain 2 and pop your last single crochet on that chain 2. So that's the back. So back to row 2, chain 2, skip this one here on the end, go to the next one and do a normal double crochet. Always one normal double crochet beginning of every row 2. Yarn over, go into the loop and also put the hook into the next stitch. Pull up the loop, pull through 3 and pull through 2. Yarn over, go into the loop of that double crochet and into the next stitch, pull up the loop, pull through 3, pull through 2. Exactly the same as what we did before. Pull through 3 and pull through 2. Yarn over, go into the loop, into the single crochet, pull through the 3 and pull through the 2. Yarn over, go into the loop, into the next stitch as well, pull through the 3, pull through the 2. Got 2 more left. Yarn over, go into the loop, into the next stitch, pull up the loop, pull through 3, pull through 2. Very last one, yarn over, go into the loop, into the last stitch, pull through 3 and pull through 2. Chain 1, row 1, single crochet row. It might look like you're done. Remember, we have one more single crochet on top of that chain 2. And that's how you will carry on. So you can see the single crochet splits everything up here. and that allows me to keep the pattern running this way. But as mentioned before, you can eliminate the single crochet row completely and you can have it both sided then. Hope I'm making sense. Excuse me. So there's the larger pattern. And it's just really soft and squidgy as well. And I love this little light texture here. I like things with texture, not too much texture, unless I'm making something specific that has to have texture. Okay, thanks for watching, everybody. I've got another pattern coming up for you, and then let's see. Yes, and then after that, I've got a couple of requests about how to put some of these, because as you can see from my tutorials, I do very simple stitches. I don't like very large stitches that have a lot of holes and spacing. For me, they're only good for things like shawls, or if you want to make something, you know, specifically lacy, because they don't really work for baby items because they'll get their fingers stuck in there. They don't really work for cushions. It doesn't really work for throws because you can get your toes and fingers stuck in. So that is why I've always liked patterns that are simple, that you can create any project out of. The other thing is, I'm going to, after this next one, there's one more, and then after that I'm going to start for a few more tutorials, show you combination patterns. Simple patterns that I've shown you before in my tutorials, but using those patterns and combining them together to create a more of a pattern. So where there've been 1 and 2 rows, it will probably be 3 or 4 rows, but you can see how the stitches will work. I did have a request for the, I think it was, I can't remember the stitch now off the top of my head, but I can't seem to work that pattern at the moment, but I'm going to give you some alternatives. Anyway, that's the plan, so keep tuned, and please do subscribe and hit that bell button so you don't miss it. And yeah, for now, give this one a go. Really, really pretty. So take care of yourselves, and I'll see you very soon.